So in week 3, we spent the majority of the week discussing the effects or the impact that our 5 senses have on our perception, that which we deem to be our reality. The way I had worked this 31-day journey out was to start from things that were kind of easy to understand. So week 1, just being an introduction. Week 2, the breath, because we're all very familiar with the breath. And then week 3, to introduce the senses, because for those of us who are fortunate, we have full function and capacity of our 5 senses: sight, sound, smell, taste, and touch. But while on the surface, this seems like no big deal, we aren't always aware of the impact that these 5 senses have on creating our reality. To bring it into a different example, today I decided to work with peppers. I have a green pepper from a local garden. I have a yellow pepper, and then I have a jalapeno. So these are all just different forms of peppers. We can see the difference between our 2 bell peppers based on size and color with our eyes. The smell is different simply by just using our nose. If we were to bite into these peppers, they may have a different consistency, a different crunch factor, depending on things like freshness. When I crunch into it, I'll be able to help decipher the freshness of the pepper by what I hear. I can taste it, and I can, in both hands, feel these peppers. Okay, so again, why is this important in the journey of mindfulness? Because something as simple as a pepper creates duality. This concept of things I like, things I don't like, love, hate, attachment, aversion. And it's in this creation of duality that we find ourselves in a cycle of suffering. Not like we're purposefully inflicting ourselves to feel suffering, but the reality of that we do have this suffering in life because we spend a lot of our time chasing after what we want and running away from what we don't. And what's interesting about it is that our senses are helping to contribute and to create this idea of duality without us consciously knowing it. This here is quite simply just a green bell pepper. It is nothing else. But your experience, your past interactions with green peppers has already caused you to have an emotional reaction. You may love green peppers, you may hate them, you may be allergic to them. You may never have actually tasted one before, but it causes this duality. We're already processing through it without even being aware of it. So when we use mindfulness and we use it in our meditation, we come to become aware in the present moment of situations, be it a green pepper or something that we deem much bigger in importance. And we can sit with these in the present moment, and we become aware of the emotions that are starting to arise. And from that point of knowing, of awareness, of being mindful in the present moment, we can choose how we want to respond versus having this automatic unconscious reaction. You may unconsciously love green peppers and just reach for one and eat it. You may hate green peppers and unconsciously push it away. But what if we were to say that this was nothing more than a green pepper? And that's it. You can love it and hate it, but that doesn't mean you actually have to take any further action. Or maybe you do. And that's the power of the senses. The senses are always working in the background, taking in and working with those unconscious experiences that have already formed throughout our life to this point. Our work in this mindfulness journey was to just become aware that this actually happens. So next time you experience something that you're having an adverse reaction to, or something you find yourself really holding on to, you can pause and assess what is happening and why. And then from there, choose how you want to respond to that situation versus unconsciously reacting. Notice how that changes your experiences. Notice if in situations that can be very challenging and difficult, if by just pausing to see, to become aware, whether it's through your eyes, your nose, your taste, your hearing, or your touch, why is this emotion arising? And is it something that you need to worry about and actually take action on? Or do you just need to be aware that it's happening? And why? And that's why week 3 takes us into a much deeper, richer experience of the mindfulness practice. I hope you guys go back, review the videos, and start to take this practice with you throughout your daily living. You don't have to do it for every single situation, but maybe you stop and pause and you say, that's interesting. Is this something more? Or is it just a green pepper? Enjoy, and I hope to hear from you. Any questions or comments or thoughts on how your 5 senses are coming into play in your own life.